Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, it seems the younger generation, Gen Z in particular, is turning somewhat against AI as time goes by. I'll show you what I mean. There have been surveys, but this article from The Verge spells it out. The more young people use AI, the more they hate it. Caught between fears of job loss and social stigma, Gen Z's opinions of AI are hitting new lows. And I can say from anecdotal evidence that this is true from the few Gen Z people that I know and have talked to about AI. So we're going to look at some more headlines, including this one. Gen Z is using AI but doesn't feel great about it. A new study from Gallup found that young adults have grown less hopeful and more angry about artificial intelligence. So, a bit later on, I'm going to react to this from House of L. Now, I know that some people who watch my pod also watch Elle. She has a new AI channel and she has picked up on this. So I'm going to refer to that a bit later on. But also, this millennials trust AI more than Gen Z survey finds as well. So it is particular to Gen Z. I was going to say Gen X, that's my generation. So we have Gen Z kids. And this is what this article says more in depth. What is actually at the crux of this? Let's find out. It's been almost 3 years since Silicon Valley started aggressively pushing large language model based chatbots like ChatGPT as the supposedly inevitable future of everything. And there's no group that has felt the pressure quite like Gen Z. So Gen Z is starting to get into the job market or what jobs are out there. And of course, that is going to be impacted by AI and the hype surrounding it right now. Like with many tech trends before it, it's no surprise that young people are among the biggest adopters of AI chatbot tools. But contrary to the tale spun by the tech companies like OpenAI and Google, remember these people running these companies millennials, even boomers, right? So they're pushing out this technology, the hype to Gen Z, who's just entering the job market or about to. Polling data shows that Gen Z students and workers are a big part of the wider cultural backlash against AI. And even as they utilize these tools, vast swathes of young people feel deeply acrimonious and even resentful of the AI centric culture that many feel is being forced on them. I mean, I do feel for these people going out into the job market looking for a career and thinking, What am I going to do? How am I going to navigate this supposed AI future?" And of course, they're already using it in their studies. Yes, definitely using it, but this pressure to use it. And of course, the AI companies, the tech billionaires like Sam Altman, Elon Musk, are saying that a lot of jobs are just going to disappear because of AI. So, how would you feel about this? Far from the stereotype of lazy young people looking for shortcuts, Gen Zers have had some of the loudest and most detailed objections to generative AI use. Their attitudes also reflect a much wider backlash against AI and the tech industry in general, which has recently resulted in the nonpartisan movement against data centers across the country and threatened both CEOs and politicians supportive of Silicon Valley's AI frenzy. So I have reported on this a number of videos about AI, the AI bubble, the AI hype, and the backlash against it, including data centers and the AIization, let's call it that, of everything, right? So these people feeling the pressure. Here's just one example. Meg, 27-year-old art teacher living in Los Angeles, says their response and that of many of their peers has been to avoid chatbot tools entirely. I'm sure that's not a lot of Gen Z people using it, but it just makes me want to dig my heels into a career where I never have to use AI, even if that's a career that isn't going to pay well. Now, thinking back when I was entering the job market and at university, it was the internet, right? So we definitely had to think about that. And that would seem like a big opportunity. But people who weren't really into using the internet, maybe that was a problem for them. So is this going to be the same? It's not really, because they're saying that the part of the goal is just to get rid of all human labor, with Elon saying they're going to be universal high income, while at the same time saying that he wants to get to $10 trillion in net worth. So these things don't really match up, do they? Is it some BS that they're spinning here? Now, emerging from academia and into the vice grip of an increasingly brutal job market, young people face an impossible contradiction. Yes, there is this contradiction that they must feel so strongly. They are being told, on the one hand, that these tools are going to eliminate millions of jobs, and on the other, that they have to use them if they not want to fall behind. They're in the first generation of adults to navigate a world flooded with chatbots and generative AI slop. Yes, indeed. After having already lost years of their youth to COVID-19 pandemic, and all the while Silicon Valley's multi-trillion-dollar push for AI adoption is clashing with their fears of its well-documented impacts on the environment, disinformation, academic integrity, and other social fabric, and emotional well-being, just to name a few. Yes, so there are, people have had time to think about it now since late 2022, and these people have had to navigate, the pandemic, staying at home during school, and now they're faced with this. I mean, millennials had a different kind of thing where the 2008 financial crisis, but this, to do with technology. Okay, let's get into what Elle says here. She is very knowledgeable about this area, but in the meantime, if you're getting value out of this video so far, I would really appreciate if you remember to like this if you're watching this on YouTube. And also, I have a new channel, and I'll put a link into the pinned comment and the description to this new video I have on this channel. As I keep saying, it's light relief for me. This is pretty serious stuff. So I'm making an effort to get out of the lounge and, show New Zealand at least once a week and make a video. So if you're interested in that, do click the link and check it out. Check out that channel and do subscribe if you want to. All right, let's get into what Elle's saying here. And she does have an interesting take on it and some more news about it.
Here's something genuinely strange that's happening right now. 44% of Gen Z workers admit they're actively sabotaging their company's AI strategy, not just complaining about it, not dragging their feet on training, actually sabotaging it, entering proprietary information into public chatbots, refusing to use mandated AI tools, deliberately generating low-quality output to make the technology look ineffective.
Okay, so this is one step beyond just not liking it, not using it, or really, this is doing something about it if they're already in jobs. I mean, this is pretty extreme, this example.
Nearly half of the youngest workers in the professional world are working against the technology their bosses are betting billions on. And before you write this off as young people being resistant to change, just stop and think about that for a second. Gen Z grew up with algorithmic systems. They're digital natives, basically. Usually, young people love new innovations. This is the generation that adopted smartphones, social media, streaming platforms faster than anyone else. So what is exactly different about AI?
That's a good point. These people grew up with the algorithm, social media. They've seen the bad side of social media. In fact, I've talked to some Gen Z people who are sort of turning away from social media as well. A little bit the same, that they feel like they have to use it to keep up with some friends on there, but they really increasingly don't like it from what I've seen. So this is one step beyond that, entering AI. As she said, digital natives have known nothing but smartphones and algorithms and using them all the time.
I'm Elle. I have a PhD in computer science, and I analyze AI developments to understand what's actually happening beneath all of this hype. And when you look at the public data on this, the surveys, the sentiment tracking, the actual behavioral patterns, something becomes very clear. This is not resistance to technology. This is more resistance to a specific power structure being built with technology. Let me show you what I mean.
Okay, so this is interesting what she said there, the power structure. And this is what I've been dealing with in my videos, focusing on the tech billionaires and the people and what they're saying, increasingly far right and some neo-fascist, as we've seen. We've seen Elon's track, what he's been through in the last few years. So I think this is all tied up with it. The people involved, the control that's going out there. So Gen Z, I think, is starting to see this and what they're trying to do with AI, forcing them to use AI and saying that the jobs are going to go away and people are going to be on universal high income or basic income. Well, now we don't know if that's true in technology before new jobs have been created, but this is a tough one for people, right? It's a tough one for Gen Z to think ahead to say how how am I going to go into something? What should I do to try and really mitigate the effects of AI on a career that I might be training for, but it might go away?
Start with the sentiment data because it's honestly remarkable. For the past year, excitement about AI among Gen Z dropped 14 percentage points to just 22%. Hopefulness fell 9 points to 18%. Anger increased 9 points to 31%. But here's what makes this wild. Even daily AI users, which would be people who use these tools every single day, saw their excitement drop 18 points and hopefulness drop 11 points over the same period. Just think about that. The more they use it, the less hopeful they become. So it's not just unfamiliarity breeding fear, it sounds more like familiarity breeding understanding.
Familiarity breeding contempt as well. So people are excited about it to begin with, using it for many things, including, school projects or university projects as well. But as time goes by, maybe seeing through it a little bit, that's not as good as they say, or that it has negative effects, just like we saw with social media, where people were so excited about it when it came along. It was Twitter, it was Facebook, and the democratization of the internet and using it as a social thing. But as time went by, these companies really used it to their own benefit, and a lot of negative benefits for people who really started to use it a lot. And all the problems with Instagram that we've seen with people's body image and the endless scroll, the endless doom scrolling that it's become. So maybe people are seeing what's possibly going to happen with AI.
Meanwhile, at universities, you're seeing open rebellion. The University of Pennsylvania student newspaper published an editorial titled "Penn Has an AI Problem" that opened with, I'm quoting, "AI cannot coexist with education, it can only degrade it. As technology advances and workers are replaced by machines, schools are some of the only places we have left to explore and wrestle with human thought." This is basically the first Ivy League school to launch an AI major. They're at the epicenter of AI adoption in higher education. Penn now offers 10 undergraduate programs, 21 graduate programs, and 8 doctoral programs in AI. And their own students are writing that AI is degrading education.
So that's interesting, isn't it? That students want, the human interaction. And I have seen how it's being used in education as well. Somebody mentioned to me, a Gen Z mentioned to me that it's useful for, summarizing lectures because, things are video, things are online, you get transcripts, and you can do things with that by asking questions, and it comes up with a quiz on the lecture that's been that kind of thing. So there are useful things about it, but really Gen Z starting to be pretty critical of how it's used, where it's used. And there are these tech companies saying that we won't need teachers anymore. We'll just have AI teaching us. And people are seeing through that and saying maybe we do not want that kind of future. The people actually using it, the young people that are coming through, are saying that they don't want everything to be AI all the time, it seems. But let me know what you think about this. I'll put a link to Elle's video there in the description here. I do encourage you to see that whole video. That was just a little bit of it. If you haven't seen her channel before, I definitely would recommend it. And right now, I'm going to put a related link on screen. If you're watching this on YouTube, do go and see that now if you want to. And also a subscribe link. And do follow on Spotify if you use that. This video over there now. And thanks for watching this one. And I'll see you in the next one.